Hello, and welcome to another wonderful Wired Wednesday. My name is Ashley, and this is Local History Resources. Okay, so to start with, you want to go to our website, thebluemountains.library.ca. Go halfway down the page to our virtual branch button. It looks like a computer screen with some books inside. Click on that. Down the left-hand side, there are categories. So for this one, we're going to actually go all the way down to local history. So this is our local history page. This is where you can find all of our local history resources, our military heritage, veteran stories connected to the town of Blue Mountains, and more. So you can click on that. You can just kind of go through and see on Biblioboard what it is. So you can actually just go through all of the content that we have here. Then and Now, Town of the Blue Mountains History Project. So they have photographs, maps, audio and video recordings of history of the Blue Mountains maintained by the Blue Mountains Public Library. So you can see here, you can go through collections and subjects. So they have abandoned aerial view records, apple industry, archaeological sites, architecture, etc. So you can go all the way down there and you can view these records. So I just hit on collections. I'm going to go down here. So there's even some audio recordings on here as well. So let's just go into library history. So I'm just going to go into view collection. So if you go down here, you can see the history of the library. And any of these ones that you'd like to see more of, you can actually view the whole record. So the new library taking shape, I'm going to take a look at this one here, so of the full record. So because it's our anniversary this year, I thought this would be a good time to do it. So this is the construction of the Ellie Shore Memorial Library. So it just tells you where the article came from and that kind of thing as well. And then under communities, you can see here where who's in the town of the Blue Mountains, who's in the municipality. So this is actually really great even for us at the library, because sometimes even we forget how big the municipality is and how many towns are actually involved in the municipality. And then you can actually click on the pin to see the name of the community as well. So it just shows you a little map here as well. All right, historical photos. So what you can do here is you can go in and you can type in a keyword and then you can hit your community that you're looking for. And then you can type in a year and then a photo number if you know what the photo number is. So then you can hit start search and it'll give you pictures from that time frame that you're looking for if we have it in our database. Biblioboard. So I'm going to actually do a Biblioboard Wired Wednesdays shortly, so I won't go into this too much, but this is the example of the Biblioboard. It's basically like a curation of museum exhibits that are online. So I'll go through this soon. The virtual museum. So you can see here that you can go and you can actually submit things to them as well, to the Craigleys Heritage Depot. But you can actually click on all of these to submit to the exhibits. And then you can actually visit the military heritage online, and you can see there's Walter Trier. You can do that. You could submit if you have any Walter Trier things to submit. Willie Winkle, same thing. So you can just go down here. You can just see what we have here for resources as far as the Craigleys Heritage Depot goes for the virtual museum online. Yesterday's news. This is my favorite. So every week, yesterday's news actually is added. So you can see here that it basically just takes, we have volunteers that go through and they take old newspaper clippings and then we put them online so people can see, what was happening in certain times. So like there's even the ads that are in the paper, for example. So you can see here there's one from November 11th, 1920. So you can see here they're holding another dance in the armories Friday night of this week. Somebody died. So it kind of just goes goes through here and kind of just shows you. So it just kind of gives you a little snippet of history. And that's something that you can actually join, so you can actually get that update when they actually post it. The index to obituaries. So this is the index to obituaries in Thornbury. So if you're looking for somebody, you can go through here and search. And this is Archerion. So you can go in here for archives. And you can take a look and see, and you can search things as well in here. Archives of Ontario. So this is the overall Archives of Ontario. So you can search their website for things. You can how to start your research from home. So they have a link for that. Family history, education, and then what they have. So you can go through there and you can just take a look at the different online exhibits that they have as well. Canadian County Atlas Digital Projects. This is another one of my personal favorites. So you can actually click on a certain area and it'll bring up like a map and a county atlas. So these are really cool atlases they made a really long time ago. So I'm just going to just pick one. Let's go to York County, for example. So this just gives you a map here you can see, and then you can actually zoom in on the map and you can take a look at different things. You can even search for people if you know somebody who maybe had like a really big farm or something like that and that's what you're looking for. You can actually hit the search button and search these things as well. Or you can just choose a county, you can choose a township, a town, and then you can go from there as well and you can do your research. Canadiana Online. So you can actually search this collection as well. They have periodicals, annuals and newspapers, government publications. There's all kinds of great things on here as well. The census. So we all know the census that we fill out. You can actually have access to old census. So you can see here we have 1881 Census Canada. So you can go through and find a census. It's kind of interesting. I actually found my great-grandfather's census on here. So it was pretty cool. So this is the Clarksburg, founded in 1860. So this is from the Virtual Museum of Canada. So you can go on there. I have trouble saying this big word, so I'm not even going to try to say it because it's very hard for me to say. But you can go through here and you can actually see the exhibits. You just hit English and you can go into the exhibit itself. And then they have thumbnail gallery for pictures and they have stories. There's all kinds of great things on here. Digital Archive of Ontario. So this is through the Toronto Public Library, so you can see here. You can go through and see the different blogs that they have, the source sets that they have, library videos. So there's all kinds of great things on here as well. And it's also searchable. So you can search photos, maps, and more. Grade County Census and Cemetery Transcriptions. So you can go through here and you can search. And you can go through the different cemeteries that are around in the different townships as well in Grey County. And you can click on a cemetery and then it'll bring up some stuff for you. So let me just do that. Evergreen Cemetery, let's do that. So this just shows you the transcription of the cemetery. So you can see here that's got basically what is on the headstones is what you're going to find in here. Grey County Historic Communities. So you can see here you can go through the different places and you can look at pictures. So these are pretty interesting. So let's just click here. So then it gives you a little bit of a idea of who's in the picture and what it is and where they lived and that kind of thing as well. Indigenous History of the Blue Mountains, Real History Video. So this is the video that we had here. So I'm not going to click on it. I'm just going to tell you about it. So the Indigenous History of the Blue Mountains, Real History Video. So this is with Mountain Goat Films. You can click on here. And as you've all heard, we had the videos. They were on our VR headsets. We had the Town of the Blue Mountains City Hall. It was there as well, and we played it there for people. So this is something that we have on here for you to watch as well. Indigenous resources and archives. So these are an online exhibit of thematic guides to archival descriptions and material that relate to the Indigenous communities throughout Ontario, Canada. So that's something you can click on. The Indigenous territories. So you can see the actual traditional territories and languages and treaties of the Indigenous people on Turtle Island in North America and other areas of the world. Ontario Land Registry access. So you can search the Ontario Land Registry records. Our Ontario, so you can find digital image, text, and audio and video materials about Ontario history, heritage, and culture. So you can search the collection of libraries, archives, museums, historical societies, etc., and you can go through and you can take a look at that. The Petun Research Institute. The Institute conducts and publishes interdisciplinary scholarship research and particularly relating to the Petun Wyandot native people of particular local interest is the Craigleith and the birth of the Wyandot tribe. Thornbury Townsite Map, 1855. Towards Truth and Reconciliation. So this is a really great resource for Truth Towards Reconciliation as well. Wyandot Nation of Kansas. The Ontario History, Grey County Communities, Century and Sampler Map. Heritage Property Evaluation. So you can see about heritage property and what it's worth. And then how to research a heritage property. And then researching local land records. So you can do that as well. So these are all things that you have access to with your library card. Most of them are free and they're online as well. So there's nothing you have to pay for this. You can just go on and take a look as well. And that's local history.